What's up guys, it's Will here from W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this 2021 Volkswagen Jetta R-Line.
Alright, before we start, I want to give a huge thank you to Bert Smith Volkswagen here in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have a beautiful dealership with a great inventory, and their staff is also very kind. So if you're in the market for a new car in the Florida area, I would definitely check these guys out.
So for those of you guys who don't know, the Jetta has been in production since 1979. So it's been one of the longest lasting selling compact sedans. This is the R-Line trim for the 2021 model now though. So this is going to be a more performance oriented Jetta. So it's not going to be quite as aggressively styled. It's not going to be quite as performance oriented as the GLI trim. But this is supposed to be an upgrade in terms of style, interior quality, and overall just a little bit more of a sporty vehicle to your standard Jetta. So we're going to walk around this all new Jetta R-Line and just check out the exterior styling, where you're going to see that it is very conservative. However, you are going to have very nice LEDs for both the taillights and the headlights, and you do get these R-Line specific rims, which we will check out in 1 second. And on top of that, you do get smart access for your driver and front passenger. Great touch as well. But let's check out this front end. So first thing you notice over here are these LED headlights. Of course, they are going to have turn signals down here with some daytime runners right here as well. So these are going to also have your low and high beam. And again, I'm not usually a fan of chrome trim, but this actually does work very well, and it's a good contrast to both the black color and the black grille. So in terms of styling, I'm definitely not going to knock it. I do think that it works very well. But coming down here, you do have a fog light. It's also LED. Nice they gave you that too. And coming over here to the grille, where you see your R-Line badge and your very large Volkswagen badge, which will house your advanced safety features. But continue to come along, you do see that there you can see your intercooler right behind your grille. And no, there's not going to be any supports, so we'll check out how the overall handling is. And you can continue to see it over here. You do have shutters for active airflow over there in front of your intercooler. And other than that, you don't really get a splitter. You do get this little split right here, and it's a pretty aggressive style. It's not the most aggressive style, which I like. I like the conservative design. It does keep a nice classy business approach to the styling, which is always good, and Volkswagen has been known for that throughout their lifetime. They usually don't make the most flashy looking cars, but the cars that they do build are both very high quality and they perform very, very well. But that's about it for the front end. We can check out this paint color. As you can see, it is it is a metallic. It's a very subtle metallic. I don't know if you can pick it up through the paint. It is a pretty sunny day, but overall it does fit this body of this 2021 Jetta very well. But coming over here to these R-Line specific rims, so they are gunmetal gray, and you do have these pretty cool lug nut covers. But the tire setup on this Jetta is going to be pretty skinny. Honestly, it's going to be a Nexen Enterprise AH8 tire setup with 205/55 R17s. So 205 tires on a vehicle with pretty decent torque. We'll check out and see if there's like any wheel spin off the line or anything like that. But there shouldn't be. This engine produces about 147 horsepower, but it does produce over 180 pound-feet of torque. So we're going to check that out once we take this car out for a drive. Again, you got your R-Line badge, and you have a pretty large mirror over here. However, the glass itself isn't too large, but they did offer you a nice blind spot monitoring system on this R-Line trim. So you should have no problems knowing where the vehicles are in your blind spots. But continuing along, we mentioned that you do get smart access for the driver and the front passenger, and a nice Volkswagen emblem over here. But here you have your window sticker. I don't want to go into it in too much detail. You guys can pause and take a look at all the specific features. But this specific vehicle has a couple $100 in options, and after destination, it still costs less than 25,000 bucks. So what you get with that price, of course, you're going to get your 1.4 liter turbo. You got your 8-speed automatic, no CVT like most vehicles in this segment have. You got your performance specs right here. Of course, you got your cross differential system. The wheels are all specific to this model. You don't get power seats. That's unfortunate. We'll check that out in 1 second. But in terms of advanced safety features, you got all the advanced safety features you could ever want. You even have hill hold, which I know isn't the most important for automatic cars. You got this plane passing by right now. So you do have front collision assist. You got autonomous emergency braking as well. Of course, we mentioned the blind spot monitoring. You also get rear cross traffic alert. So very good advanced safety features. Of course, you can pause it and check all of them out. Of course, you got keyless access, as we mentioned. You also get a 6.5-inch touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. On top of that, you got really good Volkswagen warranty, which gives you 4 years, 50,000 miles, and also 7-year, 100,000 mile on corrosion. So altogether, the base MSRP on this vehicle is going to be $23,595. That's the base price on the R-Line Jetta. This vehicle does have a couple options like the Monster mats, heavy duty floor mats, and a first aid kit. So altogether, and after destination costs, you're gonna be looking around 25,000 bucks. still a great overall value for what you get in this car. But we'll continue coming alongside of this 2021 Jetta R-Line. I do like the rear styling quite a bit. It does look very, very professional, but come alongside over here, you don't get a push to open gas tank. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to press the button on the inside, but we'll check that out once we go inside. But coming back here, as you can see, these are not functional exhaust tips, unfortunately. The real exhaust tips can be located right there. It does give you dual tips though, but we'll step back right now and check out how this 2021 Jetta with a 1.4 liter turbo engine sounds. All right, guys, so that was, of course, the 1.4 liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine sold by Volkswagen for the Jetta. So let's pop this hood and check it out. So no struts for this vehicle. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to deal with the prop rod. So let's pop it real quick and check out this vehicle's hood. One thing I noticed about this prop rod, it's basically like a Twizzler. They could have probably given you a stiffer prop rod, but that's of course not a big deal. I'm not gonna complain about that too much. And they did push this motor to the left quite a bit, so it's gonna offset the weight of your battery being on your right. But other than that, guys, here you have it. Here's your 1.4 liter four-cylinder. It makes 147 horsepower and about 184 pound-feet of torque. That's pretty powerful. It can get this car to 60 between 7 and 7.5 seconds, which are very good numbers for an entry-level compact car that costs less than 25,000 bucks, guys. But other than that, they could have probably pushed the motor a little farther back, but of course not a big deal. We'll see how this vehicle's balance is overall once we take it out for a drive. But that's about it for this engine bay, guys. As you can see, it does have the little bracing over the strut tower, so it should keep the chassis pretty stiff overall. But we'll shut this hood right now and check out the interior on this 2021 Jetta. All right, so stepping inside the 2021 Jetta, you do get a nice little beat from stepping in here while the car's on. But coming up top, you get soft touch materials up top. Very nice for your arm to rest. And overall, guys, like every material in this car is gonna be high quality, as you're gonna see. Below that, you got this really cool silver trim. It's not, of course, carbon fiber or anything like that, but it looks really good. You got a very slight amount of hard plastic on the outside, but again, that's not a big deal. You do expect to be cutting costs somewhere in this vehicle. Again, it costs less than 25,000 bucks. You do have some soft leather that your arm will often hit, and you have an extremely soft armrest right here. This is not leather, but it's extremely softly padded, and that's honestly all that matters when it comes to armrest comfort. Coming up here, you do get Power One Touch for all 4 passengers, which is honestly a fantastic touch for a vehicle in this price range, guys. They really thought it through in terms of comfort and convenience in this car. Over here, guys, you can fit a big gulp in there. That's an absolutely massive storage opening. You can fit a ton of snacks here as well, guys. They definitely thought it through. I just wish that they had power seats, at least for the driver. That's my only real complaint. That's not even a big deal because they did give you height adjustments. So once you got your seat set in a comfortable setting, that's all that matters. But check out these seats, guys. They're gonna be faux leather, two-tone contrast. They're gonna be extremely soft while also being supportive. Great seat design for this R-Line trim. Definitely impressive. But let's take a seat in here and check out what we got. Over here, first thing you notice, of course, is this flat bottom steering wheel, guys. So it's not the thickest design, but it is very ergonomic. It fits in your hands very, very well. And of course, it's a flat bottom. You got very good 9 and 3 slots. You have very, very nice bolstering extensions over here. They're not the fattest, but they're fat enough. It gives you very good position for your 10 and 2. So overall, great steering wheel. Very impressed that they gave you this for a vehicle in this price range. Coming over here, you don't get any digital display or anything like that. You do have a nice LCD display in the middle, but you got just your standard analog gauges over here for your tachometer that goes to about 6,000, 6,500 RPM, depending on when this automatic transmission decides to shift. You also have a 160 mile an hour analog speedometer with a digital speedometer in the middle. So let's check out what this LCD display offers. So of course you got your speedometer, you got your average speed, you have your distance, you have your travel time, fuel range, your fuel economy, your instant fuel economy, your oil temperature. You have your warning, you can set where the vehicle gives you a warning once you reach a certain speed, and you got just your digital speedometer. You also have your TPMS and all of that. It also tells you your oil life and whatnot. But other than that, guys, here you have your 6.5-inch digital display. This is going to, or infotainment display. This is going to also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Great features to have, and a pretty good overall sound system. So again, guys, I'm really impressed with the overall value. Let's continue to check out these materials. Up top over here, I don't know if you can pick it up, but this is insanely soft for a dashboard, guys. This is one of the softest dashboards I've ever seen, and it is stitched as well. Again, super impressed. coming up top, you don't get a true cover for your sunroof, but it is a huge sunroof, very large piece of glass, and I almost prefer it this way. Yeah, you're gonna have a little bit more heat coming into the cabin, but it's nice to still be able to see the clouds in the sky even when you don't want the sun parching onto your face. But other than that, guys, that's about it for this interior. Of course, you got automatic climate, dual zone. Here you have your 8-speed transmission with sport mode and eco mode, and you can also turn off your auto start stop. Here's your start button. You have your 2 USB-Cs right over here. No wireless charging pad, but that's of course offered on the higher trims. This car also has the sport mode. You got your 12 volts right here. It's not a real cigarette lighter, but it's a nice cool cover for your 12 volt where you can throw your radar detector in. Your cup holders are right here. They're not rubberized, but you could still have cups in there with no problems. You got a little storage for your phone. So check out the center console. It's very soft, very, very soft. One of the softest I've ever felt. But come in here, you can easily fit a 6-pack in here with another little 12-ounce bottle to the side. Very, very large, and it's very, very deep. So for a compact sedan, they really thought through when it came to storage, guys. But guys, that's about it for the front seat of this 2021 Jetta R-Line. It's really impressive, surprisingly impressive, especially for the price. Now let's check out the back seat and see how much space there is for me sitting behind my seat settings. All right, so stepping in the back seat of this Jetta R-Line, you can feel up top, you don't have soft touch materials up top here anymore. Not really expected. Over here, you're also not gonna have any soft materials, but the armrest itself, very soft, and you also get Power One touch for the window. Down here, not as much storage just up front, not expected either, but you can still fit very decent amount of stuff back here. And check out these seats. Just like the front, you're gonna have really nice faux leather over here with two-tone contrast. It's very soft and still pretty supportive. They're not gonna extend all the way out to the door frame, but not a big deal. They do have pretty decent bolsters for a back seat. So let's step inside and really check it out. Ooh, okay. So now that I'm in here, you can see that I do have a couple inches for my legs. Not the most room that I've been in, but for a compact sedan, this is definitely more than enough. I'm 6 feet tall sitting behind my seat settings, and the fact that I can fit here relatively comfortably with no issues at all. I got a ton of headroom. I got plenty of decent room for my legs. My feet have plenty of space. So overall, definitely nothing to complain about. Very comfortable and decent amount of space back here as well. If you're like 6'2", 6'3", sitting behind your seat settings, that's when you may start to push it. But somebody that's 6 foot should have absolutely no problem being back here. One complaint also, you don't have any vents back here. It would be nice if they offered you air vents. I wouldn't expect a 3rd zone climate, of course, but an air vent or two would be nice to have for your rear passengers. But anyway, coming over here, you do have armrest with a string. You should be careful because you could easily rip this off, but you can pull this down. I like how Volkswagen puts the cup holders in the middle, and these are rubberized, and they're rubberized very softly. They're actually like it's like almost like a trampoline in there. It's pretty cool. But other than that, guys, I like how they put them in the middle so you can still have 2 sides of armrests for your rear passengers. So overall, they definitely thought it through. You don't get a pass-through, unfortunately, but these seats do fall down. I don't believe that, yeah, they do fall down 60-40 split. So not a big deal. You could always put these seats down if you need to put some skis or something back here. But that's about it for the back seat, guys. Very high quality, very decent amount of space for somebody that's 6 foot sitting behind their seat settings. So let's check out the trunk real quick and then take this car out for a drive. All right, guys, so stepping into the trunk on this 2021 Jetta R-Line. So it is a little bit cluttered back here, but first thing you notice is, wow, this opening is absolutely massive. It's basically the whole size of the trunk. Truly impressive opening, guys. And as you can see, these seats fall down 60-40, but this trunk, wow, it is truly, truly large. Like, this is competitive with a mid-sized sedan without question. So compared to the 2022 Insight we reviewed, this opening is definitely much larger. I'm not sure if it's larger than the new Civic, but it's definitely not smaller. The overall trunk space is also definitely not smaller. So definitely impressive back here. Only complaint is check out these hinges. These are massive. So if you're gonna pack things up back here, expect these things to really crush your cargo. So that's unfortunate, but they did kind of think of the design through, so it's not gonna really get in the way. It doesn't really go much far lower than this, so that's at least the redeeming quality. But other than that, guys, very impressive storage capability back here. Let's shut this trunk real quick, take a step back one last time, and let's take this car out for a drive. All right, guys, so now that we've just about seen everything that we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2021 Jetta R-Line, let's take this car out for a drive and see how she really performs. And so first thing I notice is the steering is unbelievably light. All right, so we got a little bit of an open road right here. We're just gonna test out this car's acceleration off the line. So let's slow down right here and let's go. a little bit of lag, but once it picks up, woo, it really starts to pull. Wow, okay, we don't have to push much farther than that. But as you saw, there is a little bit of lag, but as soon as you get over that lag, there is very, very impressive acceleration. So if you need some passing power on a highway, by the time the vehicle downshifts, it's gonna already have very good power. So you're not gonna be fishing for it in this car. But okay, let's step onto this road. And this handling, there's some really tight steering over here in sport mode. There's not a lot of feel. That's unfortunate. I do wish that there could have been a little bit more feel. But in terms of directness, very direct steering, and it gives you a very nice sense of confidence driving this car. And again, driving over these bumps, you don't really feel much. Really, wow, like that. Those are some serious bumps, and you really hardly even feel them, guys. But okay, guys, we got a really nice sharp turn coming up. It's going to give us an opportunity to really see this car's handling ability. So right here, brakes, throwing it in. Guys, it stays flat. Wow, it stays really flat. That was impressive. But one thing I should point out, the steering, not a lot of feel, as I mentioned already. I do wish they made the rack a little bit heavier, but at least it's direct. Definitely nothing too much to complain about. Is it sports car steering? Not quite. But if you just want a sportier Jetta, this car is absolutely perfect for you. It keeps the price relatively low compared to vehicles in the competition. So I know I just drove the 2022 Honda Civic Sport, and that is a pretty good competitor to this car. However, I feel like with this 8-speed transmission and a little bit more torque, I do think this car is without question quicker. It should definitely have no problems beating that Civic Sport in a race. However, this car has 205 width tires, whereas the Civic had 235 width tires. So what that allows you to do is basically just handle with a lot more grip. You can have a very well sorted suspension all you want, but if you're not going to have the tires to accompany it, you're not going to have the best handling. So this car has a very good suspension, very impressive suspension, but it doesn't have as aggressive of a tire as the Civic Sport. However, this car has an 8-speed transmission and much more torque, so it does give you much more thrilling acceleration than the Civic Sport does. So they're two very different vehicles. This car still handles very well, whereas the Civic handles slightly better. The Civic accelerates pretty okay, but this accelerates much better, so it's whatever you prefer. If you care more about acceleration, this is definitely the car for you. If you care more about handling, then I guess the Civic would be for you. But the Civic's also not as cheap as this car. Well, it's just as cheap, but it doesn't have as good fuel economy either. This car has slightly better fuel economy with a 1.4 liter turbo than the Civic with the 2 liter 4-cylinder. So again, it's all about preference. I'm not going to tell you which car to buy. They're both very good cars. It's just for two different people, so that's what you got to keep in mind. But other than that, guys, this car is extremely impressive. It handles very well. It accelerates very well. The interior is extremely comfortable. You get really nice materials on all the areas that you're going to be touching. You have great tech when it comes to features such as Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You got Power One Touch windows. That's always great to have as well. You have advanced safety features too. You got rear cross traffic alert. You got front collision assist, so automatic autonomous braking. Really great features for a vehicle in this price range. So matched with a really soft suspension, a very luxurious ride, very decent space for all your passengers. I really don't see how you can go wrong with this car. Does the competition also have great vehicles? Absolutely, of course. This is a compact class. This is one of the most competitive car segments out of all car segments sold today. So obviously the competition is going to have quite a bit to offer as well. So definitely check it out. I'm just telling you that this car has extremely great acceleration, very good feel, very good luxury feel for a vehicle in this segment. So if you're looking for a vehicle in this segment, I would definitely recommend at least checking it out. But that's about it, guys. I had a great time filming this video. Please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You know that without you, this channel will not be possible, and I have endless gratitude for all you guys. But if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Join the W.T.F family. Leave a like too. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. I also want to give a huge thank you to Smith Volkswagen in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have an awesome dealership. It's truly beautiful, and the staff is also very kind as well. So if you're in the Florida area looking for a new car, I would definitely check these guys out. These new Volkswagen cars are really incredible cars. We got the new Teos, you got the upcoming Jetta, you got all these new cars coming out, and they all feel really premium, and they have a very classy design behind them. So overall, very impressive cars, guys. I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I enjoyed making the video, and I hope all you guys have a great day.